Welcome down, everyone, to another episode of Those Nerds You Know. My name is Ethan.
I'm Eddie.
I'm Michael. I'm back.
He's back, and we are Those Nerds You Know. We have Michael here with us this week to help us talk about an incredible topic.
He's funny.
As you've all seen, we're going to be talking about
Never
the...
heard that joke before in my life.
No, that's because I came up with it. And,
All himself.
Anybody
Who copies it
you
is
hear from anyone else,
subject to royalties.
Absolutely. Oh,
Pixar, Disney.
there's going to be an echo
Good
this
luck.
episode. I can tell. That's all right. Listeners will deal with it. Both of them. But yeah. Well, let's get into it. So, Incredibles 2 is the sequel to Incredibles. It's a Pixar movie, and it's really cool. It's about...
The first one was a Pixar movie. The second one was a Disney Pixar
Oh,
movie.
right. Surely, yes.
Because a lot's changed after 14 years.
Yeah, it's been 14 years. How'd you like them coming on and like showing up before the movie to be like, "We're sorry it took so long, but we're
really
not
hard
sorry,
to make
really."
these things.
We didn't actually know the demand for this movie.
Yeah, I was
Right.
like, "Why are you doing?" I hate it when they do that. I hate any trailer that starts off with like, "Hey, I'm in this movie, and you're about to watch a trailer for it." I'm like, thanks, I'm in the movies. I know. What are you doing?
This one was well deserved, I think.
I guess I don't know.
I found it funny.
I feel Samuel L. Jackson specifically should have apologized to me. For this.
Yeah, there you go. Mm-hmm.
I wanted a handwritten letter from Samuel L.
I
Jackson.
feel like they were just
for the
making
delay.
it harder for me to get to the movie I wanted to see.
Yeah.
Which I was 20 minutes late to, and I still was not through the previews.
Yeah,
so,
that's right.
I
It
don't know how you
started
did that.
like it was supposed to start at what 6? And
Yeah.
Michael and I was
Oh.
in there like 6:10, and it hadn't rolled up yet. And we were like, well,
Didn't have places to be or anything.
yeah,
You know.
that's alright.
It was a good birthday present,
Yeah.
though. Not gonna lie.
There you go.
It's a great way to start.
Ooh. So, what was I going to say? Oh, so anyone? Okay, so in case there's anyone listening who hasn't actually gone to see this movie, first off, just go see it. You shouldn't be listening. But in case, just be warned. The short before this movie is
It's super weird.
Really
it's
weird.
super weird, and it ends
Really sad.
really like it's the.
It's really heartwarming,
the most
too.
heart-wrenching one I've seen. I was like, what is happening? Why?
But it's really heartwarming at the very end of it. The last 30 seconds of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's so
What's
weird.
going
about?
on? Yeah, it's very, very strange.
I don't know if apparently the directors of Pixar movies don't have control over what short is going to be put in front of it.
Oh, neat.
Yeah,
I would not like that.
So this just coincidentally, so they just
This is just the one that was done. They're like, yeah, sure.
so they just put the one that happened to be about parenting in front of The Incredibles, and it's
Oh, man.
brilliant.
Gosh. It was rough.
I didn't want to cry. I figured I was going to cry.
Right?
I was
gosh,
holding it in. I was
what's
like,
happening to me?
I'm gonna cry too much
cry
during
here. There are children around
Incredibles. I just say those children, gross.
Oh, it was nuts. Yeah.
I hate children.
Ugh. Yeah, also, it's about a mother and her child, and, I'm pretty sure there were a lot of mothers in the crowd with their children there, and I was just like, how would you feel? What is happening?
This woman who's
Whew. Yeah, but essentially it's about a mom being really sad about her child not being around anymore, and then he comes back, and then everyone cries.
basically
Yeah, that's ew.
the grumpy dad forces them to talk to each other, even though there was not a word spoken in that whole thing.
That's true. There were no.
It was just the
Sounds.
dumpling baby crying. That's about it.
So this movie picks up literally right where the first one left off.
Yeah.
Which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that because I hadn't heard anything going into it about that.
When I first heard of it, I was like, "Oh, are they gonna actually make it 10 to 14 years after the first one?"
So I figured it'd be 2 or 3 years. I figured Dash would be starting high school. Violet would be
that wouldn't be bad.
Figured Violet would be starting college.
Yeah.
Nope.
No, it just picks up, goes right into it.
Yeah, that first trailer was all I knew it was gonna be close to after. I didn't know it was gonna be same scene.
It's crazy. Yeah. So it starts off with the Underminer, who's the guy that pops up at the end of the first one. After
This
they-
giant
after they
drill
deal with
rig
Syndrome.
thing.
Mm-hmm. and they have to kick it into gear. Well, actually, like it kind of starts off with Homeboy telling what happened.
Yeah,
like, we get it
explaining the
what is his
site.
name?
Who cares?
Tommy. Might have been
Tony.
Tommy?
It was Tony.
Was it Tony? There you go.
Yeah.
Violet's love interest.
Yes, Violet's love interest. And he's like explaining to like this Men in Black person what happened.
God, I can't remember the agent's name because he was in the other movie.
He was the superhero helper. He was
Yeah.
the lawyer guy.
Agent old guy.
Mm-hmm.
And
Tommy Lee Jones. Let's call him that
Yes,
because he
there
looked
you
like
go.
Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah, essentially Tommy's character from Men in Black. So he's telling him, he's recounting to him what's happening because he ends up seeing Violet take her mask off.
In a fit of rage.
In a fit of rage.
Throwing
for
it
being-
down
for
and
being left
stomping
with
her
her
out.
and he's like,
Who wants to look after her younger brother? Not Violet.
Not
That's
that
for
one, not the responsible child. So he's telling the secret agent or person about all this, and then he gets neuralized.
Literally, basically.
in a very
They did not try to hide that
a very
Men in Black ripoff.
old-fashioned way of doing it. Yeah,
It's
like
a suction cup to the
Yes.
head and just kind of
so funny.
shakes him up a little bit.
Which apparently is in the Jack Jack short that I've never seen.
Is it Jack Jack?
There's a
short?
Jack Jack short that covers more of their babysitter, like when she was watching Jack Jack and he was first exhibiting his powers.
Huh.
Jack Attack, I think.
I didn't see that either.
Anywho, he does the same thing to the babysitter.
Damn.
As in this, so yeah, look at that consistency. It's great.
Bit of Pixar lore there.
Yeah.
Deep cut. Pixar style.
Oh man, we should do an episode on the Pixar theory. You ever read that?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's very good. Like everything's connected.
Yes. Yeah.
So good.
apparently there's like
It's great.
apparently like the only movie that throws it off is The Good Dinosaur, because the theory is that the animals started talking
Perhaps.
at the start, like because of what happens in Brave. But The Good Dinosaur obviously takes place
Well, some
forever before.
I think some theories are that the Good Dinosaur takes place like forever, like way long after, like the Earth goes back like just on a cycle.
It
History
resets.
repeats itself.
Restart, yes, absolutely, but with
cheaters.
speeding out. Yeah,
What a
yeah.
cop-out.
Crazy. I mean,
Or these movies could just be
The whole
completely
thing is-
not connected.
I love the theory.
And just
of
want to
Pluto.
put Easter eggs in their movies.
Right.
To other
I just-
movies.
yeah, essentially. Like any animation group would, which they still managed to do in this film. But yeah, so they're fighting the Underminer, and it goes less than desirably.
But nobody died.
Right, exactly.
Like
But
that was my big thing. Like nobody died there.
Nobody
They saved
died.
the day.
The Underminer gets away with the money, but they prevent the drill from destroying City Hall.
Yeah.
And likely killing whoever would be in it.
Yeah.
But then they just get
Which
really-
arguably wouldn't have happened had they not fought.
Yeah, had they not interfered
I
at all.
guess, yeah, that's true. Yeah,
They just stole the money, and as the cop said, the banks were insured.
Yeah,
So
insurance and cash is replaceable.
Which
etc.
is
True.
weird, because like, man, I wasn't expecting them to go that relevant of a topic with it for a kids movie.
I
Right.
mean, that's understandable. They have to,
We're
give,
just-
have to give some reason why they didn't want the
Yeah.
the superheroes involved, so I understand that. That being said, was everything because he came out of the ground, like he wrecked whatever sewage system was in that town.
Yeah.
It's done.
And infrastructure for other
Yes.
buildings
Yeah,
to be built
like-
on
And
top of.
the
Yeah, there would be
road,
millions
like-
and millions.
That's a
dollars.
lot.
Millions,
Reciprocation.
millions. I mean, what? Yeah.
Oh my
I mean,
gosh.
realistically, I guess. I mean, I don't.
And insurance
I
doesn't
don't-
cover acts of God. I bet you
That's
he'd-
true.
I bet
That
you
is
he'd be an
actually
act of
true.
God.
That's considered. Yeah.
Yep. Goodness gracious.
But- I don't know. Maybe domestic terrorism. I guess they might label that.
Maybe so. Maybe that's what that
Is
would
that
be.
is that getting covered?
Yeah.
Go with that.
Let us know if any of you listeners are insurance.
Political
All
science
those,
guys.
all those
know what that
lawyers
means.
that are listening to.
But yeah, so then they get in trouble, and then
So they're essentially they get in trouble, and Homeboy that usually covers for him gets in trouble, and they essentially shut down the whole system that's been protecting supers
Yeah.
that are in hiding.
And then
So,
Agent Guy's like, I'm retiring, so
Yeah.
Bye.
can't help you guys anymore.
Deuces.
Sorry.
You get 2 weeks in this motel.
I need a vacation.
Yeah.
Have a great life.
At which point, they get approached by
Yeah.
Frozone when he was escaping. was approached by, oh god, what was the
An eccentric billionaire. I don't remember his
wanted
name.
to.
Well, it was the chauffeur guy that gave him the
Right,
card.
true. And then so he just passed the card on to Incredible Man, Mr. Incredible,
Mr. Incredible, Elastigirl.
and Elastigirl.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's good.
Incredible man.
It was, yeah, and they just like
Incredible Man.
very inconspicuously walk out with a trench coat of each over their superhero costumes after they had just explained to their children how they definitely don't need to be superheroes anymore. Or at least their mom did. Like, Elastigirl was perfectly fine with not being involved in the superhero world anymore. But Mr. Incredible was like, nah! We're supers and we should be supers.
Society can't dictate us what we are.
Yeah.
We choose our own destinies.
Very much
Yeah,
so.
that's always totally.
So then they end up going and meeting with this guy, and he's like, I want to bring supers back in the spotlight. We're going to do some good PR. We're going to save people without wrecking stuff, which means, Mr. Incredible, you're definitely out, but I appreciate you being here. Thanks. I wonder if he was just got the invite because he was... Like,
Winston
that guy was just
Dever.
a really,
That's
Winston
what-
Winston
Winston
Dever. That's
Dever.
right, that makes sense. Yes.
Yeah. I
wonder if
remember
Winston
it was
was
some
just-
kind of pun.
Like, he was... I think Mr. Incredible was just invited because Winston was a really big fan of his.
Yeah.
And because he was married to the girl that they wanted.
Yeah.
I love his voice actor too, because it's
Who's that?
Bob Odenkirk.
Yeah, he's Better Call Saul. I talked about this.
Oh,
a while
yes,
ago.
gotcha.
Or on Breaking Bad, he's Saul Goodman
Right.
or Jimmy McGill. He's so good. I love that man so
Huge
much.
jerk bag.
He's so, and I expected him to be like the villain, like, you know, obviously, you know,
Yeah.
and of course then his sister shows up and it's like, oh, you know.
Yeah.
Spoilers. Yeah.
But yeah, I love that man.
But yeah, he's
He's so
fantastic.
funny. It's his first, I think that's his first animated voice acting role too.
I have no idea.
That's
I couldn't say.
Yeah.
But
Because he was relatively unknown before Breaking Bad.
Oh, okay.
yeah, I was like, a lot of people got a good start off of that show.
And then he got his own show because he was so good in Breaking Bad. So.
Plus, people just love Breaking Bad so much. And they're just like, give us something, anything.
But Better Call Saul is a very good show, and I think
So here.
definitely people should watch
I
it.
So
have
I've
watched
heard
a few episodes.
from Eddie on this podcast.
Just
Watch it.
But yeah, so Winston Dever approaches them with this idea to validate
Yeah,
supers.
Again.
It's some good PR going. So he runs this big. He's the head of this big, ridiculously
Communications company.
powerful communications company that was left to him by his father, and his sister is like head of like R&D.
Yeah.
She's an inventor and stuff like that. Which is why as soon as I saw that like the screensaver was like technologically advanced, I was like,
Yeah, it seems a
this
bit
is-
like
Yeah, that's
shoehorned. It's
her.
like, yeah, you
It's
know.
like-
There's no
Which is
masking
again
this.
where I had to remember, yeah, this is made for kids. It's gonna be
Yeah.
way
Yeah.
more obvious.
Yeah. So yeah, a bit weaker I think than the first villain, but the villain from the first movie is so good.
Oh, yeah. And, what was his name? Syndrome? Yeah.
Syndrome.
Yeah. He was
What a
like,
great name!
a great super villain.
Don't get me wrong, I appreciated her, her motivations and all that. It's just,
Mm-hmm.
it's
I don't
just
know.
the setup
Her
for
motivations were
Syndrome.
kind of strange to me. It's just
I appreciate it. I mean, she wants supers gone because of supers. If they had just, kept doing what they were doing, her parents would not be dead.
right.
It's
But also-
All right, it is arguable. So
Yeah.
like we move into this. Essentially, we hear from Winston this story how Winston's father was real tight with a lot of superheroes, and he even installed 2 direct phone lines to 2 specific superheroes, Gazer Beam and
Some pyrotechnic, some pyro guy.
maybe so.
He
Yeah.
had a flame for his.
Yeah, and so like, but one night his house was broken into, and it was shortly after supers were supposed to go underground. And rather than like going into his panic room, taking his wife into the panic room that they have installed in their house, he tried to call the superheroes, and like the thief saw him.
And neither
on
of
the
those
phone and shot him.
superheroes had super speed.
Yeah,
so
neither one of them was going to teleport there.
None of them
Like,
would
yeah.
have gotten
We
there
don't
in
know your
time.
powers.
It's like, well, Gazer
Maybe-
Beam was just Cyclops.
Well, the other guy
Someone just
was
blast-
probably like Human Torch. He might be able to just fly real quick.
Maybe, but I mean, again, you have a panic room.
Yeah.
Why not install the phones in your panic room? What?
'Cause-
I mean,
Why?
Because remember, he
That
liked to
makes
show
so
these
much
things off.
sense.
He was He was
bring people into your
He was
panic
very much a
room. I don't
Gatsby-esque kind of. He was a Gatsby-esque kind of guy. He liked to show off all of his stuff.
Yeah.
So
Then
he's-
have two. Have another set. And like that.
Yeah, real. Yeah,
It's so
But-
strange.
but again, children's movie.
Neither of the heroes picked up because the
Right.
lines had been cut or
Yes,
something,
because they were supposed to be on the ground.
and they're illegal, so
Yeah.
they got shot
Yep.
by the
So-
robbers.
He was super dead. Well, he was killed, and then the wife died like 2 weeks
Right.
later.
You're right.
Yeah.
And Winston blames it on superheroes not being able to use their powers at that time. But Homegirl,
She blamed the
Females
supers themselves.
yeah, which is kind of a leap.
Yeah.
Well, I think she more so she blames people's dependency on them.
Yeah.
She was like, if the supers had never never existed in the first place, he just would have gone to his panic room.
Right.
Exactly.
But because he felt so strongly that the supers were gonna be the savior, he tried to make the call and got shot.
And that was the whole screenslaver thing. It's like you've
Yes.
depended on these people
Yes.
for far too long.
Right.
Blah blah
Yeah.
blah.
Absolutely. So yeah, so she was just trying to break people's dependency on superheroes and make them look bad and yada yada yada. So her idea was to sabotage what Winston was doing and eventually use her stuff to take over.
But we don't know this yet because
we don't.
we
It's not
haven't
a
even been
good
introduced
good
in the
bit.
screenslaver yet.
Yes. What is the first thing she does? Elastigirl, so she stops the train.
Yeah,
right?
she
Right.
stops
With that
they
awesome
put her on the-
motorcycle
Right.
that immediately blew up.
Okay.
Yes. It
I was so
really
mad,
cool. It was really
'cause
cool to see her slinky around. and
One of
stuff.
my favorite things about like superheroes, if there is anything that I love about them, is if they can employ gadgets with their superpowers.
Yes.
And that's exactly what Elastigirl's bike
Yeah,
did.
that was very clever use
Like,
of her abilities.
And it's crazy. I love things like that. And it was gone in
Yeah.
like
Yep.
5 seconds.
Yep.
I'm like,
Absolutely.
such a
season-
good idea.
You get
Yeah.
one sequence to sell the toy. That's it.
That's it. That's the one.
That's true.
Oh,
All
I'd
it
buy that
was.
toy.
I would
I wonder
too.
how well that toy would work.
There's probably like just like some elastic.
Yeah, Elastigirl's basically like Mr. Armstrong or whatever.
Oh
his
yeah,
name
she'd
is.
just be a piece of like a rubber toy basically, and there's probably just like a button you press on the side of the motorcycle where it splits apart and you can just stretch
Just
it.
like, go all over the place. Like
I was literally thinking about this as we were watching
No,
this
yeah,
scene.
no.
I was like, this toy has to be
That
made
makes sense.
already.
Yes,
Sure.
absolutely.
It was so
same
cool.
for
I mean, that-
same for like the Incredible Mobile. So as soon as we got that, I was like, I want that toy.
Yeah.
It has to
Need to
exist.
get you a job at Hasbro.
Or toys. Oh wait,
Yes. Poor
That's what we
Toys R
have
Us.
Amazon for.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
but yeah.
That's such a shame. But
But yeah,
obviously
she's
Toys
bouncing
R Us
all
were
over
gonna-
the place with her motorcycle.
Yeah, that was
Separating.
That was
them.
actually a really great
Yeah,
action
it
sequence.
really was.
Yeah, it was
Like-
cool. Yeah, to watch her use like, oh gosh,
Her
laws
past-
of motion, inertia, and different things. I don't know words.
Momentum.
Momentum. There you go. to hop around on buildings.
Yeah, the
and
physics
stuff.
of that scene.
So freaking cool. I want to go watch that again. I'll watch that scene again.
The physics of that scene were pretty legit if you just kind of suspend disbelief.
I mean, we're watching a Pixar movie.
I-
Belief is
Pixar
suspended.
superhero movie.
Yeah.
Disbelief is suspended. But yeah, so essentially they get her on board because she's the one who doesn't hurt people the most.
After
She
completely
causes-
emasculating Mr. Incredible.
She causes the least
This amount of
collateral damage.
Collateral damage, yes. So they're like,
Even though a lot of stuff got broken, nobody died.
nobody died. I mean, her bike was
did.
really the biggest
In
incident
that building,
lost.
she rode her motorcycle through.
Oh yeah, that
Which
was pretty
was-
condemned though. It was probably fine.
Sure, it was totally just abandoned building. We're just gonna assume it.
But yeah, so they send her out to what is it? It's like the maiden voyage of a really fancy monorail kind of train system.
And of course, it gets hijacked.
It's
and
hijacked. It starts going the opposite direction, really, really fast towards the end of the tracks where the tracks hadn't been finished yet.
Yep.
So she has to chase this thing down. It's really cool. Like I said, I would watch it again just for the scene of her like following this thing on her bike. So freaking cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then parachutes to stop it.
Yeah.
And she ends up finding the conductor of the train.
Hypnotized
Yes.
and kind of like out of it, snaps him back, and
Mhm.
she gets the message, the
Yeah,
first
the message.
message from
Mhm.
Screenslaver. Welcome back.
Welcome back, Elastigirl. And I was like, ooh,
Ominous.
who knows? But yeah.
But yeah, and then from there we get a lot of the the at the mansion stuff with the family, which was actually it was a lot. I
Yeah.
really enjoyed a lot of those slower moments with Mr. Incredible and the kids.
Yeah, it's really good. So like from here we go on to this thing where like this dynamic where Homeboy, Incredible Man, Mr. Incredible. His name's Homeboy. He hangs out at home with Jack and the kids and sort of helping them so that Elastigirl can go off on these missions and different things and keep doing what she's doing for Winston Dever. And so he's letting them stay in one of his really nice mansions. And
That he just has, that he doesn't use.
Just a few of them, yeah.
Just one of them.
And like they go in when Dash finds their remote, so there's a remote controls like everything in the house, and he starts like opening up the floor and there's a pool underneath.
Yeah. Because why not?
Why not? But there's a point where he opens up the floor and like the floor underneath the sofa opens up and the sofa falls in, and I'm like, why would you put the sofa over where you can open to the pool?
Probably because a responsible adult, unless they got really drunk, wouldn't have that issue.
And then the furniture falls in, and he starts panicking and mashing buttons.
I can see someone being really drunk
And just
at a party and just being like upstairs, like seeing
Guys,
people on.
look what my couch does.
I would say it would prank, so like see someone on the couch and be like, watch this. Just drop people into the water.
I'd do
like
it.
a moron.
I wouldn't even have to be drunk to pull that prank.
People off. Oh gosh. Anyway, so yeah, that's really cool and fun, and we get all these neat little jokes about homework and Mr. Incredible dealing with
New
violence. Yes.
Why would you change math?
So good.
I've got enough teacher friends that probably appreciated that joke all too much.
Right? But it's cool. That's really fun. I really enjoyed that quite a bit.
And a little bit with like Violet at school, which was good.
And
we did see a good bit of that in the last movie, and then we got more of that this movie.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Because
she's finally confident, right? And then because her dad told the secret agent guy that Tony.
Dickens.
Yeah, we said it was Tony.
Dickens, I think, was the agent's name.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he told the
Violet's
agent
her
that the kid had seen it.
But it was a kid that had asked Violet on a date.
When he ended up.
He erased his memory of Violet.
He erased the memory entirely of Violet. So the kid just didn't even know who Violet was anymore, and so all of her confidence was immediately removed.
Shot.
It's just, oh my gosh. So he had to fix stuff. It's great. It's a good time.
Yeah, like when that scene at the restaurant was so cringeworthy, but
oh gosh, yes, I forgot about that. That was great.
Some good water.
Yes, some good water.
Delicious.
Man.
Kind of water. Is it spring water? I don't know. I think it's tap.
Yes.
Good water.
Absolutely what he would do.
And then Dad's drinking the water with his pinky out. It was funnier to me than it probably should have been, but I have a friend who, no matter what, drinks just with his pinky out out of habit.
Pinky out?
And I just thought of him at that point.
Is that what I get that from?
Probably. I think that was a bit on SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Well, SpongeBob made it more obvious.
Right.
That's a common
But I'm wondering
British
if that's
like
a swear.
stereotype.
Yeah. That's great.
But that's later on, like after Mr. Incredible tries to actually be a better dad by learning the math and like the new math.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And taking care of Jack, who is still producing many powers at this point.
and like it's cool because I'd forgotten that no one had realized that he had powers yet.
Because
we only saw the baby.
Yeah, the babysitter freaked out and saw that.
And Syndrome saw it firsthand, which led to his death. Right? Led to him getting hurt somehow.
I don't remember.
Wasn't he? Yeah. Syndrome was. I remember Syndrome holding the baby.
Oh yeah, and he turns into the monster,
changeling,
and he starts like
beats the crap out.
Yeah, the fire monster, demon thing. I don't remember if Syndrome.
Yeah, because he also gets his cape gets caught in a like a plane turbine. Which is why, like we heard, no capes. That comes back to him. That's how he dies.
He did die.
Yeah, because the big thing they were fighting in the city was the robot, not necessarily Syndrome.
It has been. I didn't get a chance to rewatch the first one before this movie, so I can't remember now.
Yeah, he definitely like it came around the no capes thing. And Edna was great.
Edna was
Also,
super good.
I don't know if you guys know
film.
this, but Edna is voiced by the director.
Oh really?
Oh, wow, good. Because-
He voices her. It's fantastic. But
So I really liked the the fight scene between Jack and the raccoon.
Oh my god.
It was
yes.
the greatest
So
thing.
I love the transition between seeing the masked robber and then
Yes.
him looking toward the raccoon and saw the same mask on the
It's
raccoon.
this old timey shit.
It's so good.
And like the slow realization
Yes.
of like, I have to stop the bad guy.
Yes, and this raccoon who had no idea what
That
he was in
poor
for.
animal.
Yeah. It's like, I just want some garbage. This kid's
He just
wrecked.
phases through the window.
Like how terrified he is when he's stuck in the
We're stuck in the
Stuck in
lawn
the
chair,
lawn chair.
and Jack
Jack
Jack's
is just, like,
Jack
on
Jack's on
fire,
fire and throwing
walking to-
launchers.
it's just that
I think
sequence
was really
is
good.
What was the total tally? I think Mr. Incredible had said it. I think it was like 17.
I think so, yeah. I think it
Some-
was at 17.
Some inexplicable. I was a little let down that they didn't figure out a way to explain how he had all those powers.
I don't know.
That'll probably be the sequel. Maybe.
That's the thing. They've
Like,
said they don't
maybe.
want to make a third one.
Oh, that,
They will.
yeah. They
Like,
say that now so
they
people
say
will
that,
riot,
yeah.
and then we'll get one. That's why they say
In
that.
10 years.
It's like, we didn't know you wanted a second
No,
Incredible.
this definitely
Yeah,
feels
okay.
like a
We
sort
had
of like
no
a
idea.
reboot of the first one.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna follow up right into another
Yeah,
one.
it's like they're
Yes.
reminding us what the first one was really about, and then now we're going to get another thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. The director has come out and said that he's really not as interested in making a third, and the studio.
Oh.
Pixar really does. I mean, this is one of the only good Pixar sequels.
Mhm.
I don't
Like-
know. I like basically every Toy Story.
Toy Story is one of those anomalies, though. Toy Story
Well,
is
I mean, like-
Toy Story is so good that it's up there as one of the best trilogies. Period.
We say that, but I mean, like
But we're getting a
Pixar.
fourth one.
Pixar just doesn't make a lot of sequels, and
Yeah.
the reason they don't is because they don't want to make just a sequel for the heck of it. They
Yeah.
want. They'll
Like,
wait
that's-
until they have a good story.
Like that's why we don't have a Wall-E 2 or something like
Right,
that.
yeah.
Like
And so
or
like
an Up 2. That would be depressing because the old man would probably just
depressed.
kill the old man in the beginning of that movie and just have the little voice.
Oh man.
That would be terrible.
Anyways,
jeez.
but no, but I mean, like
Wait,
I
if I
trust
imagine-
that if and when they do make one, it will be good.
Yeah.
Because I think the Disney side will push enough for it
Oh,
to
yeah.
happen, and the Pixar side will push back.
Or at
enough.
least a television show.
Right. I think the Pixar side will push,
Honestly, I
push enough
feel
to
like
be
that's
like,
when
okay,
the
we'll do
quality's
it, but we'll do
gonna
it
dip
on our
Oh,
if
yeah.
they do a show because
Yeah,
like the How to Train Your
That's what
Dragon
happens.
show was pretty.
The what one?
The How to Train Your Dragon show.
Yeah.
Because How to Train Your Dragon, the
It's
two
hit or miss.
movies we've gotten so far were fantastic.
Oh,
The
so can't
sh-
wait for the third one.
The
Yeah, it's
show
really good.
was not very good.
Yeah.
Like I watched
I mean,
a little
I-
bit here and
No.
there, and it was just kind of.
The show is
It
also-
really won't. Like, no cartoon show will be as good as the movie.
Yeah,
like, for
accurate.
example, I mean, I liked Madagascar, but the
Mhm.
Penguins of Madagascar was just so dumb and
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Accurate. Those movies
That was
are
on
freaking
what, Nickelodeon, I
hilarious.
think it
Yeah.
was.
Oh gosh, those movies are good. But anyway, like we don't have a whole lot of Pixar sequels, and so they're all pretty good, with the exception of Cars 2, I think. So
Cars 2 is
main
terrible from what
outline.
I hear.
Cars 3 was really good.
Really?
I enjoyed it quite a bit.
I heard.
I never
heard it
saw
was pretty,
2. I just jumped straight to 3. I feel like 3 is an actual sequel to 1. 2
Because
was just
apparently
like a
2 was
spin-off
mostly
nonsense.
about
Mater.
Later, and it's like
being like a secret agent or
espionage
some
and
crap.
some nonsense. 3 feels to me like what should have come immediately after 1.
Well,
And then
apparently
you have-
3 is about like Lightning McQueen getting old and
It's
like
about Lightning McQueen retiring, essentially, or not being ready to retire, but facing like the reality of it.
because he takes up what was it, King's spot or whatever from the first one, basically.
It's really good.
Whatever the champ, I can't remember the champ's name from the first one.
The
The old
Hornet?
blue car, the one that he was trying to beat.
Oh,
at the
oh,
end.
yeah.
Like the old, like,
the
but the whole
Dynaco
point
guy?
was, the whole point was to like let the new generation come in, and Lightning apparently just forgets that whole lesson, and
Yeah,
it just gets
right.
old, and
And
it's
then,
like,
yes, and has to learn it again in this movie. I really like it. It was very good.
Yeah. And then we have Finding Dory, which was
Finding
the
Dory,
sequel to
which was-
Finding
but then
Nemo.
but they apparently also made like 2 or 3 planes movies.
I-
I haven't seen a single one of them.
I don't know. Were those Pixar? I feel like they might
Dude,
have
I think it's
dropped
just
those
Disney.
to Disney.
But they were in that same little universe as Cars, apparently.
Yeah, I mean they're based off that just so that Disney can sell toys and make money, but I don't count them as actual Pixar things. I think if another Incredibles is going to come, it will come from Pixar. It might be pushed by Disney.
If it gets made, I'm absolutely going to be excited. It's
and I think
so
Pixar
far
will
what they've come out and said is that they're not particularly interested in making a third one. They haven't. But yeah, push comes to shove, they'll probably do it because this movie's already made an absurd amount of money.
They're probably not interested in making 2 more Star Wars trilogies either.
Except
Disney is.
Yes, Disney is.
Mm-hmm. Disney most certainly is.
Oh yeah.
Anyways,
that's another episode.
Where did we stop? Where were we?
Jack fighting.
Jack fighting the raccoon.
But then again, we missed the part. Did we? Somewhere in between this, Elastigirl also saves the ambassador from the helicopter.
I think that's up next.
Okay,
that's probably the next beat.
Yeah, because I was like, I remember this. Was that right after the train or like
somewhere around there?
No. That's the next mission she goes on.
Yeah.
Because Jack fights the raccoon, and that's when Mr. Incredible realizes Jack has powers.
Yeah.
You have powers, and then he's like, "Nobody tell anyone. We don't want Mom coming. Your mom
freaking out and coming back." But yeah, so for the next mission, the ambassador of some country, I can't remember.
The city.
Some made-up country. No, it was some foreign country.
Yeah, because she's one of the ones who's
there's going to be at that summit at the end of the movie.
And she's really pushing for superheroes, superheroes. Because Elastigirl goes on TV to have a...
And the ambassador had just gotten done with her interview.
She's having an interview, and the person doing the interview gets hypnotized by a screen.
And that's when Elastigirl figures out how the screensaver works.
Mm-hmm.
Like, any screen can do it, and then she hunts him down, gets the screenslaver, the one that fights her in that warehouse, or apartment building.
But that's the second interview because she does it out of the studio, and she's like on a phone talking to the interviewer.
So the first one, the first interview is when they had the helicopter problem.
Yeah.
She launches herself into the air and saves the...
fights her way through 3 helicopters.
Yes, saves the ambassador from all that.
And then she's like, "Can you guys swim?" And everybody's like, "Yes, except the ambassador."
Of course.
Remains in the helicopter.
And then turns herself into a parachute for She does that a lot in this movie.
Yeah. She's real good at
it. It's convenient.
It seems like one of her go-tos.
Like, make your hands real big to smash things. Oh, she doesn't even do that. I'm thinking just Mr. Fantastic. He does that a lot. But,
Fantastic.
Because he usually does the whole,
elongated
hand, emergency landing pad.
Yeah, that's true. He does that.
That kind of thing happens a lot.
Goodness gracious.
But yeah.
Where do we go from here?
But yeah,
So she figures out how the screensaver is doing, or that the screensaver must be broadcasting some signal. And so she goes to the female Dever and is like, "Hey girl, can you make me something to track this thing the next time it happens?" So that's when they set up they set up a phone interview so that she can try and figure out, so in order to bait Screenslaver to figure out where he is transmitting from.
And then that's what she...
And she goes investigate. And which has... I've seen a lot of this online, but this is where that black and white flashing lights come on into the theater with all the hypnotism stuff. Mm-hmm. Like, that's really dangerous without having warning for epilepsy and stuff. I'm kind of surprised there weren't any warnings about that.
I imagine they checked to see what type of light it would be emitting, because certain types of light are much more likely to cause it than...
True, but if you have a
colorful flashing
bright light and a black light,
maybe they were
in a
trying
dark room
to help parents figure out if their children have it. Here, just so you
trial by fire.
No, I've seen a lot of people warning people about it. Because that even took me aback. I was like, whoa, that's really
happening. I was like, holy crap, it's
and that will trigger an epileptic episode.
Yeah,
it would be incredibly disorienting, I imagine.
Because that caught me off guard, and it was ridiculous. But
it
was a good effect, and it was very surprising,
a very trippy fight,
and jarring. But
and all the moments up to it were very tense too. Because when she was first reaching her hand up under the door, you can see Screenslaver, and I was like, ooh, it's nuts. So at that point, you get the idea that maybe the Screenslaver was planning it. But yeah, crazy.
Yeah,
but then
that scene's where it really gave away. It's like, yeah, she's definitely the actual screenslaver.
Yeah.
Like.
Yep. At that point, also I really enjoyed the chase when they were like. She broke out of there. The alarm was going off. So everybody was the building. So she had to, that was pretty cool. Run around everybody and not hurt anyone to get to him. But yeah, she eventually gets to him, rips off the mask, and it's this guy who's claiming he doesn't know anything at all that's going on.
He's a pizza delivery guy.
Right. But
yeah, which turns out to be accurate.
Yep.
Absolutely true. And we learned that,
it wasn't the pizza guy who was screenslaver.
Who would have guessed?
Homegirl pieces it together later that whoever was the screenslaver was working on like a set of goggles,
which was a weird transition because the sister of Dever gives her the mask that the screenslaver was wearing initially.
Huh.
Like she's like, here as a memento.
Oh right, yeah.
And then she's like,
it's strange that she would give that. Yeah, that is a definite misstep.
Yeah, it seemed just like a weird
but it's maybe
forceful.
Maybe
thing.
she was like so gosh darn confident.
Yeah, I can imagine because she was pretty cocky.
Hubris.
So
they had a lot of I did like their back and forth when they were like drinking together a couple times throughout the movie, and like talking about like. I actually really appreciated that, that little moral
the banter
discussion
about family and stuff.
Yeah, and those little. It was starting to delve kind of towards like Dark Knight trilogy kind of stuff. It was like more. It was a lot deeper than most like Marvel movies are fun, but like they don't get into that kind of thing. Like Civil War was the only one that really addressed it.
Right.
One movie out of almost 20.
Yeah, I guess like sort of superhero superhero like PR and relationship to the community and such. Yeah, I don't know.
Which is weird because I don't know why Marvel never addressed that any sooner. Because think about it, Iron Man 1 and 2, Tony Stark was just doing whatever he wanted. The government did not say a thing to him.
Well, they tried, but they were just that. I think the point was trying to be made that like they were really too bogged down by bureaucracy and like law and legislation to really
except he was technically a criminal vigilante
right,
what he wanted.
Absolutely.
Who admitted it on television. But
his defense was like, well, you can't do it as well as me, so you won't actually take me in.
Yeah. Like
but and whatever. If you try, I have money.
Yeah. Money.
Get you out of anything. I do like it.
Where do we go? Okay. So she has captured the screenslaver, and now everybody's like, "Yay, superheroes!" So at this point, Winston Dever decides, we're gonna have a summit on my ridiculous yacht, and all of these important people are gonna sign this decree saying that superheroes are back in action. Mm-hmm. And they're like, yeah.
But you see Elastigirl in this screen room being like, something's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and she's like,
you see her wheels turn in. She's like, this doesn't feel right. It seems too easy.
Yeah.
Because it was. That's when she realizes that the screenslaver was using goggles, and at that very moment, Homegirl puts goggles on her.
Yeah. And she's been hypnotized.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh my god.
Bad junk.
Which was also a good use of like the hypnotism ability that she has, I guess, because that's another one of the gadget things that I think superheroes need to employ more. But like that's a really good, like the flashing lights and stuff are right close to your eyes. Like you don't have to actually hold it out for somebody to look at.
Right.
So the goggles were pretty good.
Yeah,
in the sense of like controlling someone.
Super effective. So she does that, and she sets a trap for Mr. Incredible. He calls him up, and she's like, "Hey, Elastigirl's having some trouble. You need to get down here, stat." And then they fight.
And then she whoops him too. Like she beats him pretty handily.
Definitely. Everybody's got to breathe, and if you have an ability that can stop someone from breathing, you've got the upper hand.
No, but even before that, she was.
I guess so.
She had the upper hand in that fight.
She also had that element of surprise, but yeah, I imagine so.
Like I would.
It's like, what could he do?
Like,
because like if
he tried to
punch her, but like if he tried to crush her, like he threatened to do Homegirl Secretary.
Nothing would work.
Yeah.
Like
there must be a weak spot on her that would crush. Maybe her skull. Does her head ever?
No, dude. I'm pretty sure everything is everything.
That's gnarly. I guess you can cut.
I mean, it's like a Luffy
I think it was implied that like bullets.
It is like a Luffy argument.
Yeah.
So does Luffy's face ever?
Oh yeah,
stretch?
He
Because I don't know if you've ever seen Elastigirl's face or head stretch.
I don't think.
I want to say there's a part in one where you see her like completely flat.
I don't know about that, but yeah, it stands to reason.
Yeah, I think she does find herself to get under a car or something like that. Yeah. That might be a thing.
I'm pretty sure she squeezes through a crevice. Like I'm trying to think exactly which part it was, but I'm pretty sure I saw that.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure she can just control her. But yeah, the same with Luffy. The only things that really in that world can affect him are doesn't blades.
Know, Luffy's from One Piece.
Anime.
It's an anime.
Go on Wiki for a second.
Uninitiated.
But in One Piece, all bullets, they're not like they're just musket balls. So any bullets that are shot at Luffy, they just bounce right off. Mm-hmm. But blades and stuff can cut straight through.
Piercing.
Sharp eye. So like if someone made like a ballistics, like an actual modern bullet in One Piece, then it would affect him. But yeah, so I imagine Elastigirl works in that same way.
Yeah.
Cool.
Because I'm pretty sure there was a point where...
Anyway, she beats Mr. Incredible, and they get goggles on him. And they get those two...
Because she wins by, like, embracing him and, like, smooching.
She comes on him for a kiss.
That's right.
And then she reaches,
What a trick. Anyway,
Even still, I was glad she won that fight because that was entertaining.
Well, so he sends Frozone to watch the kids while he's gone, but Frozone doesn't get there like immediately when he leaves. But then 5 other like B-list superheroes show up who've already been we've been
introduced them in the the party that they were having.
Yes.
Reflux with the old man
Void Girl.
There's Void.
So they show up at the house claiming to be the babysitters for the kids, and the kids are like, "Nah."
That sounds weird.
And I love watching Frozone and the kids fight.
Yeah, that was cool.
The fight was really cool. Well, I like watching Frozone do more stuff.
I like watching how
super cool
how much he was able to handle himself against all these other heroes by himself. That was great.
The experience definitely shows. So
that
was good.
Plus, God, he is so powerful.
Really
weirdly powerful. Like he stopped that entire drill, and then later on,
like you could see him like wringing in his hands. So there's a limit there.
Yeah,
but,
there's a limit,
but he still
he goes for it. He's real
good. A wall of snow that stopped that thing that had to be going well over 100 miles an hour. And this giant, but that's later.
Crazy.
But I really enjoyed that little fight throughout the mansion because all their powers were pretty fun, especially Void's.
Void was really
because I've seen a few characters with similar powers, and those are always super entertaining.
Yeah.
Like all the uses of like anytime someone opens a portal and makes someone punch themselves.
Yes.
It's always great.
It's really good. Yeah. It was cool. I like that we got to see the Incredible.
Yes.
That showed up, and I like that Frozone was identified by it, and like he has he has an account. Like it makes sense.
That's reasonable, you know.
So much sense.
Like
I was like, of course he would know how to do that, and got the kids like that's really cool. Really cool.
I mean that's why they trust him.
Yeah.
Like, they've known him for.
I love his character so much.
A reason for probably I don't know, maybe like 30 years I would guess.
Yeah, I imagine somewhere around
20 or so.
Probably 20, yeah.
Because they never really say how old Mr. Incredible and
I think he's in his 40s, actually. I think that's
be.
stated in like Wikipedia or something.
Dang. I wouldn't have imagined that. Because Jack Jack's very young.
Well, they have 3 kids. So.
But
one's almost in like.
But Violet's like 14.
So you got Violet would be 14.
Dash is I think 10, and then Jack's.
So that would mean they were having their first child into their 30s.
Yes.
People wait
that's
realistic.
I understand that.
I would say my dad was
in the 60s.
They're superheroes.
We never really get a definite answer as to when this takes place. It's got that 60s feel and stuff.
So one of the newspapers says 1962 on it.
Oh, it does?
From the first film. So it's either in 1962 or barely in 1963. Supposedly.
Okay, so then the first film.
I think the directors come out and said I didn't intend for that to be specifically that year, but that's that's the feel I wanted. So it definitely is
early
the
60s vibe.
Yes.
Because it's that, and it also has just that fantastical extra technology is the thing. because some of that technology is also very modern, like the bike and
the really tiny cameras.
Yeah,
like and, essentially GoPros.
Yeah, and like that hover train, all that stuff.
Yeah, right.
Like,
definitely.
Like that's all that hyper realistic stuff. Or futuristic, I should say.
Where are we at? What's happening? Okay. So, so the kids get away in the Incredibile, and they decide that they're going to go help their parents because they know their parents are probably hypnotized along with all the other supers. Because Frozone ends up getting hypnotized as well, and that they're going to be on this boat, and everything's going to go to crap. So,
as is already the case, it's already pretty.
We missed the part where Mr. Incredible takes Jack to Edna.
Oh right,
because after he figures out that he has powers,
it gets in the
like,
suit that kind of like deacts.
Yeah,
he's already like
the suit can. Yeah, the suit's attached to like essentially an iPad, which is also crazy for the 60s. That'll tell him what's about to happen. Like what it senses what power Jack is about to activate or use, and it will tell him so that he can be ready for it. So at this point, Jack is teleporting places, he's phasing through walls, he's setting things on fire, turning into a changeling, shooting laser beams.
Going into different dimensions.
Yeah, that's right. He just casually talks about it. He's like, he can still hear you in the other dimension. It's fine.
Yeah, he doesn't... because I thought he was just turning invisible.
No, he just teleports.
Goes into
he's essentially just pulling a Nightcrawler, but a very slow Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
He's just hanging out in between. It's like, what is good? Did you see that? Have you seen the episode of X-Men Evolution? Did you ever watch that show?
Yeah, I watched it.
Did you ever watch that show? So do you know who Nightcrawler is? Okay, so X-Men. So Nightcrawler is an X-Man who teleports, but he teleports by phasing into a dimension, another dimension, and then out of it.
Yeah, that's why there's always smoke that comes from when he disappears and reappears.
Smoky volcanic place. And there's an episode of X-Men Evolution where they figure that out, and they figure out how to slow down his teleportation so he can actually because he doesn't even know.
I don't remember that.
They slow it down so he can spend a few seconds in this other dimension. It's crazy. It's nuts. Anyways,
it's like some weird hellish dimension,
yes,
and that's why there's all the smoke that follows him.
Eaten. He's
actually
nope, not doing that again.
It's actually because Science episode that talks where he tried to figure out who would be faster who would win in a race between the Flash and Nightcrawler. And it entirely depends on the distance.
Yeah.
Because of the way Nightcrawler's powers work, there's that time lapse. So over a certain distance, the Flash would win, and over a certain distance, Nightcrawler starts winning. Because no matter where he goes, it's always the same time. So within that certain range, the Flash wins.
Gotcha.
And once they get out of it, the Flash can't.
That's interesting.
Well,
where are we at?
Edna is very abrasive about taking care of the baby.
Yeah, first doesn't want to take care of the baby, and as soon as she realizes he's an interesting little science experiment.
Yeah, he starts
I'll take it for the neck.
Shifting his face to look like Edna's, and the hair comes out.
That's right.
And she's like, "Holy crap!"
She's like, "This is the greatest thing I've ever seen." Yes.
Sure, darling. I'll take care of you.
So good.
You need your rest, darling.
It's good. I love it. So yeah, there's that little bit that we missed. Anyway, on the boat. That's right. They keep learning different things that the car can do. But they drive the car up to the dock, and the boat's already gone. And they're like, "Man, I wish the car could go on water." It just switches to a hydro mode.
I wish the car would follow that boat.
Yes.
And then the keywords appear on the screen, and it runs into the boat. That was so good.
That's great. Yes, super duper good.
It's a very James Bond car.
Ejects them out of the car to get up onto the boat. Super good.
Bet this thing has ejectors.
Yes. And so then we go through that where the kids are taking care of Jack all on the boat while the other one goes and tries to figure things out. We see Violet fight Void Girl, which was really cool. A good fight.
I have a quip about that. Not a quip, but an annoyance. There were 3 different times where any of the children could have taken off the goggles.
Right.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
I was like when Void was knocked out, why didn't she just take the glasses off?
And the thing is, I wouldn't have had a problem with this had she not known that those were the things, but they specifically referred to the goggles beforehand.
They saw what happened when Frozone had the goggles put on him. They knew.
Absolutely.
And they made a point of saying it.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yep, it is very.
I mean, I know you're worried about your mom, but like that
plus
make
take care of
ally.
a threat.
Plus Void had fallen over a balcony, so she was down a level. So she was probably just like, meh.
Nah, she could have.
She's out for good. She's not coming back up from that.
That's definitely, yeah.
No, she could have.
Like the
I
other two
killed
times.
her.
There's like
We're
2 other
done.
times.
I murdered this woman.
I'll
in
never
cold
see
blood.
her again.
There's not a chance.
Man, the things that Violet could do, like she could have just made a portal around her head, like a little shield thing around her head, and just
Maybe she's
waited
just not
for
that
her to
good
suffocate.
yet. Like reasonably,
No, I'm not saying she would. I'm just saying,
saying, like maybe she's not that accurate.
If I were Violet.
Maybe she's just not like that.
Do you think she could cut someone in half with that?
Yes.
Like, do you think her like because power?
Void or Violet?
No, Violet. Like her spherical force.
Well,
fields.
doesn't she like throw like?
Yeah,
she
throws
two
the blades
waves and like slice the door.
Yeah,
that's true. She does do that. Yeah.
So I'm sure that there's some separation involved that you can do.
Yeah, like yeah.
That's crazy.
She's arguably the most deadly. Because Dash is fast, but he's not like Flash fast. He's like,
and he can be stopped by her thing too.
That's true.
But
he can't vibrate through things like Flash can.
No, well,
but he can run over the freaking water. That's pretty dope.
Yeah, he's that fast, but he's not like speed of light kind of fast. You know?
Yeah, he's not.
Not yet.
Not yet.
I don't think that within the context of this kind of story, he would get that powerful. That's reaching into I am God, I'm changing the fabric of reality kind of stuff. Like
DC's already got him.
Well, that's the danger with superheroes is you can get there quick.
I know that's why I feel like they would limit just how far they can go. But like with Violet, they've shown it what she can do, but yeah, she could probably make a bubble around someone's head once she got a little better with her powers, and it's like, and you're gonna go to sleep in just a sec. Give it a minute.
Yeah.
Just like, or just suck all the air right out of that bubble and just immediately knock someone out.
Yeah, I'm telling you, cold-blooded like her mom, strangle someone. Anyway,
the Far women are incredibly violent.
Who's the first? They end up getting trapped in like a room with Elastigirl and Mr. Incredible and I think Frozone as well. Like all of them are there.
Yeah, all 3 of them.
Versus the kids. And who is it? Is it Jack that takes one of them off?
Yeah, he smacks it off, and then
he smacks it off of Elastigirl.
Yeah, she's the first one that comes.
Yeah, because it like adjusts some in her eyes, like there, and she's like,
"What's going on?"
And then she's like, "Dash the glasses!" And like he runs toward Mr. Incredible. And...
Yeah, it's another thing. I don't get why Dash couldn't just like dart around and try and like clear the room, or at least get the glasses off.
Yeah, no,
they had to make it
again
action-y.
They're kids. They're nervous. They don't know what to do. It's understandable. I get it.
I suppose that.
Plus, they're not comfortable with their powers because Dash only again. This is only like a few days, maybe a week or two after their first really encounter with their own powers.
Oh no, because
Dash has only recently learned that he can run on water. Dash has only recently learned some of the things that he can do.
I guess.
Yeah, and Violet has only like kind of mastered it in the past few days. But I mean, like she was very nervous. Like that was the end of the first.
I don't know. See, I always kind of got the vibe that the kids knew how to use their powers, but like were never really able to like test themselves. Like with Dash running on water, but like they knew more or less what they could do. But like running around and grabbing a pair of glasses off someone's head seems like something he would have already.
There's much to be said for nerves.
I guess. I don't know. But
anyway,
that's more of me, like, again, this is a kid's movie, and I'm trying to, like, overthink it, you know?
The glasses come off, realization settles in, and everybody's like, Homegirl's a screen slave, she's gonna kill everybody. So they essentially get to these 2 groups that are like, one of us is gonna try and stop the boat, and the other one's gonna try and go after Screenslaver.
Yeah, because at this point, the Screenslaver had caused their boat, or had made them
turn the boat around,
speed the boat up.
Yeah,
it's aimed back at the city, and destroy the controls,
and going straight for the city.
Yeah, after announcing that superheroes had made them announce that superheroes weren't going to be pawns of the system anymore.
Yeah,
blah, blah, blah.
They were going to kill everybody, or something like that.
And then the feed cut from the live signing of the Declaration or whatever.
So all regular people are like, ah! And there's this big big boat headed straight
for
the city.
That action sequence was very tense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was really intense. But I love watching Void Girl try and get.
that was really good. That was a really.
I did like how
because she obviously
kept missing.
Yes. She obviously had never been in that sort of situation before, and actually like trying to help her.
Yes.
Especially with her being such a
new hero.
Look up. What do you call it?
Or an admirer.
Yeah, she admired Elastigirl a lot. Yeah. She was very nervous about helping her.
Definitely. Yeah, I think that's something that both of the Incredibles films do really well, is showing superheroes that don't really have a full grasp of what they're doing and their power set just yet. Because I think a lot of
because they're in a legal world, like you couldn't use them without getting in trouble.
In a lot of the other superhero movies that we have, I think most of them we're seeing heroes that like get it and understand what they're doing. Like even when Tony Stark had just started doing the Iron Man thing, he was killing terrorists left and right. He had down. He knew what to do.
Like when he's building the Mark II, he's having trouble learning how to fly. Right. As soon as he has the Mark III, perfect.
And as soon as he's in a situation where he needs to know how to use his suit, he can do it just fine.
But he's also super genius. So like,
he is. But I mean, like that happens. I think with just about everybody else too. Yeah. With the exception maybe of Doctor Strange, he fumbled quite a bit in his movie.
In all fairness, that was very different. Like,
that was like
coming into your powers. That was accepting that reality is not what you thought it was. That's
not like Captain America, who's just like, oh, I'm out big and buff, and I just start punching people.
I'm strong now. I can chase this guy.
I can totally run after this car. That chase sequence in Captain America 1 is probably still one of the.
Oh, it's very good.
I love that whole movie.
That movie's good.
The whole trilogy. Where were we? Oh yeah. So
she
chasing down.
She finally gets her onto the plane, and then there's another really intense sequence where Screenslaver Girl essentially just like breaks the cabin pressure.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
Yeah, so like all the oxygen's leaving. Again, if you can't breathe, don't matter how super you are, and so all the oxygen is leaving the cabin. Elastigirl can't breathe, but Homegirl's fine because she's got an oxygen mask on, and it's crazy. What sort of jobs are out of that? What gets Elastigirl out of her?
I think she was just faking it.
Yeah.
That was how I kind of interpreted it.
Maybe.
No, I think
she came to like enough, and then she grabbed a mask.
Hit the plane?
What do you mean? Like when she before or after she punches out?
Before, because like she is fading. Like you see her fading, and then. She sort of snaps to and punches her.
I think she just
literally throws her out of the airplane, which was so dope. Yeah. So metal. I was like, yes, this is how you die. But of course she didn't die. I would be perfectly fine with it to just throw her out of the window. It was so great.
I couldn't tell if she was like faking it or not. I kind of read it as she was faking it.
I don't think she would. I think she snapped out of it enough as like.
I feel like something might have hit or cracked the window.
No, nothing really happened because, like, don't get me wrong. Once she like got back into the control seat, she grabbed the emergency air mask and like took a few breaths and steered the plane back in.
She was good. She's a great pilot too. She can pilot so many things.
She's just far better at any of this than her husband ever would.
Absolutely, right? Like, just like to smash things and save people from
and have a really
suicide.
God forbid.
Anyways, so she throws her out. What does she do with the plane? Does she like crash it? I don't know. Because she eventually gets out of the plane and parachute form. She
just lets the plane go
to save.
Crashes back.
Homegirl and Screenslaver, and then everything's good. And then what were they doing? They were trying to turn the boat.
Yeah, Mr. Incredible was. That was pretty. That was hard.
That was nuts. He was under
impressive.
the water.
I didn't think he was that. He's of course he's as strong as he needs to be.
He's Incredible Man.
Yes, he's Incredible Man.
Mr. Incredible
As I
Man.
have already told you.
He's as strong as he needs to be, like Superman.
Yeah.
And
crazy.
Just gets under there and so much leg strength. Just push that whole thing. Those teeny tiny legs of his.
Frozone showing his intelligence as well, trying to break off one of the engines with his ice.
Making ice.
And then just made a bunch of snow.
Right? Instead of making the wall, I like how Frozone had learned from earlier in the movie because he had made that wall of ice stop the drill and where it was crashing in, and that caused damage. Instead, he did a wall of snow.
Frozone is the real MVP in this.
Yes,
he really is.
It's like it's just like he's the friend that you keep asking for favors. Who's just like, yeah, definitely, I'll be there.
Fine,
no
guys.
worries.
In all fairness, isn't he the godfather of the kids?
I mean, I imagine, yeah. Like, he cares about the kids and he cares about the family, most definitely. It's just, like, it's really funny because, like, he's never really put specifically in danger. Like, no one targets him.
Yeah.
He just willingly runs into all of this with them. He's just like, oh, okay. Oh, there's a monster downtown. I'll get my super suit. You need me to babysit the kids? I'll get my super suit.
Definitely need the super suit. Just
that was really funny that he just showed up in super suit. But it was convenient, I guess.
I mean, he knew something was up.
Yeah,
so...
I think so. Yeah. Could get weird. It was good. And then so they've saved the day. They threw away the screenslaver. And did they actually end up signing the summit?
Well, they'd already everything
they already
signed already.
Yeah. So Supers are back, baby.
So they go to court, and that's where I was like, okay, yeah, this is definitely. I had to again suspend disbelief because like this is made for kids. There's not going to be some lengthy court battle or anything. Just one judge, one random judge, not like the Supreme Court or anything. Just like supers are good.
Could have been the Supreme Court. Could have been the super judge.
Super judge.
The one.
Judge.
But yeah, super great, excellent film, in my opinion.
It was fantastic.
Yeah.
It's very similar to the first one, but still very good.
Yeah, definitely recommend. Go see it if you haven't. If you've somehow listened to all of us and not seen it, go see it.
Yeah, I don't.
Then go see it again. I plan to see it again. I'll see it again. But I'm probably gonna see Jurassic World first.
It comes out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
Oh god, it does, doesn't it?
I'm pretty pumped.
Oh, I kind of forgot about
that. That's okay. No worries.
There hasn't been a lot. I haven't seen a lot of advertisement.
Except that I've seen it all over the place. They've been going with it for a while.
I haven't been looking.
I see it on well, now that I live in LA, I see it. I see more types of advertising. Like I see more than just trailers. Like because
you can go to a premiere or something.
I could. Look,
totally.
Buses go by. And there's like a big
Lost
World or Jurassic World thing on it, and then like benches and billboards and all kinds of stuff. I saw a whole lot of Ready Player One stuff before I saw that movie. Tons of posters and stuff. Anyways, this movie's great. Go see it if you haven't.
Yeah.
We're going to move into what you should be nerding out to. Michael, as our guest, you want to take it away? You want to be first?
I've been doing my best to catch back up with Batman Rebirth.
Okay.
And let's see, I'm currently on volume 5. A month or so ago, I just happened to end up in Barnes & Noble, just killing time, and they had the first 5 volumes. I was like,
meh.
Well, I guess I'm dropping $100 on comics today.
Yeah.
So I bought them.
I guess this is what I'm doing.
And Tom King is one of the best Batman writers we've had in a while.
Okay.
And in the end of volume 3, it's kind of leading in throughout the entire. The main story is throughout all of it is Batman and Catwoman finally being together, and at the end of volume 3, he proposes.
What?
Yes.
Batman don't get tied down.
The next issue that's going to be coming out is supposed to be the wedding. If something could probably happen to go wrong, but at the end of volume 3, he proposes to Catwoman, and then everything since then, so volume 4 is this flashback because he's like, I have to tell you something before we do this, and he explains something that happened within the first year or so of him being Batman.
So this Batman to Rebirth, where is he in his chronology? How many has he had any Robins yet?
Oh yeah, all the Robins.
He's had all the Robins.
All the
Damian hanging out with him right now.
Damian's still around.
Because the only Rebirth I'm reading is Teen Titans, but I'm not caught up at all.
I couldn't give you an exact year number, but
so I'm wondering if they do get married. I wonder if they'll go far enough to give him another kid. What if he has a kid with Selena Kyle?
I have no idea.
We can have a good Robin again.
Right. I don't know. Damian's come a long way.
I like him better in the Titans than I did when he was just hanging out with Batman.
Yeah, when he first showed up, he was a prick.
He
was a prick. He was raised by his mother and his grandfather.
Ugh.
So yeah,
Roz or Raz or Raish, raspberry.
The creator. I saw one interview with the creator, and he said Ra's al Ghul. So I've always said
called
Ra's
him Roz
al Ghul.
as well. I just think it's really funny when other people say other things.
I don't care. I know who they're talking about. That's what matters.
I call him Razzie.
Raspberries. Raspberry Ghoul.
Yes.
But yeah, I just started.
Papa Raz.
I say just started, but I'm about halfway through Volume 5, and that is a mission between their current, a mission with Catwoman and Batman going to this country where Talia has been hiding out because they want to rescue someone who took who Catwoman took the fall for. And so Catwoman was in jail for murdering a bunch of people that this person actually murdered, but Catwoman agreed to take the fall because they were good friends. But now that she's getting married, she's like,
someone we know, or is it a new character?
It's someone from her past. I can't remember her name. I think it's Holly.
No worries.
It's someone who has existed in previous incarnations.
Gotcha.
Just a childhood friend who was an orphan with her.
Makes sense.
But Selena was like a little older, so she came into her own, and then eventually helped Holly, and so she taught Holly how to fight and all that, of course, and then Holly used it for revenge rather than. But yeah.
Have you seen Batman Ninja?
No, I need to.
No, you don't.
What?
That's fine. Watch it, I guess.
What?
And listen to me.
I heard it was fantastic.
Oh my gosh, it's so bad.
What?
Although I've realized that I'm not on the popular opinion on that movie. A lot of people actually apparently really love it, and I'm like, I don't know how, because this is one of the worst films I've ever seen in my life.
I don't know. Justice League was pretty bad.
That's fascinating.
Yeah, isn't it though? Like,
because how you
bad.
describe it,
it's so bad, Eddie. Anyway, watch it. Let me know what you think.
I'm gonna have to.
We'll feature you again.
Because I mean, I've been wanting to watch it, and it looks awesome. But
have you seen Gotham by Gaslight?
No, I mean I've read the original graphic novel.
Yeah. Watch both of them and tell me which one you like more.
I'm certain I'll like.
Spoiler alert.
I'm certain I'll like Gotham by Gaslight more because
you will.
it's made by the actual studio rather than an offshoot.
Rather than like sending it to Japan and being like, "Hey guys, make a fan anime about Batman." Gosh, that made me sad.
I mean, that's all I wanted. That's all. I didn't expect.
It's not. I promise you, it's not what you want.
I expected it to just be ridiculous action sequences. That's all I expected from that movie. I didn't expect some deep plot.
Like, ridiculous in a good way or ridiculous in a stupid way?
As long as it's absurd and fun. Okay, it's
maybe you'll like
absurd
it,
and fun. That's what I was expecting from it.
I can't deal with that film.
Because I get enough like deep dark Batman stuff.
What a waste of 2 hours of my life. Like, just
I don't know, man. I've had enough deep dark Batman stuff. Sometimes it's fun to get the Brave and the Bold. All right, that show was goofy.
Brave and the Bold's great.
Cool.
You don't need this horse crap.
Oh man, I was actually about to hear you curse by accident.
Did you know that Batman's not actually a ninja? Like, learns to be a ninja in this film.
No, really.
It's so stupid, Michael. Just watch it tonight, and I want to talk to you about it as soon as I can.
I'm gonna text you.
I'm
gonna text you at like 2 a.m. Ethan, what is wrong with you?
I hate this film. I will proudly and happily go on the record saying that movie is terrible.
The battle of the century.
So bad. Oh gosh. Eddie, you want to go next or me?
I think Ethan needs a breather.
Oh
yeah.
Jeez.
I just got Wonder Boy.
Oh, sweet.
On Steam. It's actually like.
Isn't there a version on the Switch?
Yes. Oh, that's what I got. I said Steam. I got it on the Switch yesterday.
Why would you add to your Switch?
No, I did. I got it on the Switch. God, why did I say Steam? But it's a new game, but it's a remake of an older, Sega Genesis game. So you can switch between current, like, up-to-date, modern, like, cartoon cell gameplay, or you can switch it to the original, like, 8-bit version, which is really cool. Like, the aesthetic, like, I just switch between them just to see how it looks.
Can you do that like mid-game, or you have to like go out?
No, you just press one of the trigger buttons.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Preference question: do you often play your Switch in handheld or on the television?
On television.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't travel very much, so
I mean, even me, like when I have a television, I'll usually play it in handheld in my bed.
Well, see,
it's close to my eyeballs.
My television's really close to my bed. So
full immersion.
Yeah,
just gonna wrap the Switch screen around my face.
Oh, give me a curved
I tend to look down, so my neck gets really
gotcha.
pained when I play the Switch.
I sit in bed and I put a pillow on my chest so I can rest my Switch on my pillow.
I should try that.
Not a pillow for your head.
I've got it figured out. I know.
It's got his set.
If I were to play it on my TV, I'd have to like get in my chair off of my bed and sit in front of it, which is fine. But I usually play late at night. Anyway, back to Wonder Boy.
I put it on hard mode because I play
hardcore.
Yeah, I'm hardcore, and I play platformers all the time.
So. That's true. You are much
this game
better
is
than I.
super hard.
Is it? Okay.
Like I'm surprised how hard it is with it.
I'll watch you.
Because not only is there you have a life bar, but in hard mode they also put a timer on there. So after
levels?
Yeah, after like 30 seconds, it ticks away some of your life.
What?
Yeah. Because, and it's in the style. Have you ever played Adventure Island?
Speed Run or Die. No.
Okay, well, Adventure Island employed this. I think it's the same game or like the same series. I think after Adventure Island spawned off of Wonder Boy, but Adventure Island had a time life thing. Like you could, however long you took, your life would slowly tick down, but you could get things to increase your health and stuff. But in Wonder Boy, I think the Dragon's Trap, I think it's called. You get transformed into a dragon, which is really cool. Like I like the dragon sprite.
Enormous, or are you like
no, you're just you're the same size. As a human,
you're not Ridley.
And some at some point during the game, you also get other forms, so you can shift between them. So it has kind of a Castlevania-ish, Metroidvania feel to it.
Gotcha. Metroidvania. That's cool.
Which is like Metroid and Castlevania.
No, got it. Thanks.
Yeah, you don't play a lot of games, so I'm just saying.
I know what Metroid and Castlevania are.
but there's a genre called Metroidvania,
I wonder at what point I'll reach a point where you won't say that I don't play games.
Well,
once
you get like 20 games under your belt completely finished, then
that's
then
true. I don't think I have that.
Yeah, you don't even have like 10. Yeah.
Whoa, hold on.
You don't.
We're gonna do this right now.
Okay, let's do it.
Final Fantasy 12.
Okay.
Final Fantasy Tactics Advance.
Mm-hmm. You beat that game?
Yes.
Okay.
Dual Hearts.
Okay.
Breath of the Wild. Ocarina of Time.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, you've 100 Breath of the Wild already?
Not 100, but I beat the story.
Oh.
That's fine. Game. That's fine. Yeah, it is fine.
From my standard.
And 117 of the original 120 shrines. I'm so close, Eddie. I'm so close. All right, where are we at? 5. Pokemon Gold.
Wait, what?
Pokemon Gold.
Okay.
It counts, Eddie. Pokemon Crystal.
Okay. No, you can't. No,
okay,
one Pokemon game.
One?
One Pokemon
I've played so many Pokemon games,
Pokemon
Eddie.
Game.
No, I'll give him anything that has a complete Pokedex in it.
Okay. It has a complete... What? That's not beating the game. Look, beating Pokemon games means beating 8 gym leaders in the Elite Four. And then in Gold, you have to do that twice. Okay? I definitely get Gold. I'll have Red as well.
No.
Ruby.
No. Stop counting them.
Look,
no,
I am counting them.
No, I'm not. So, this is my judgment here.
Fine. If you take those off, where am I at? 6. What am I thinking about?
Did you ever beat Twilight Princess? I'm not Twilight Princess. Wind Waker?
No.
Okay.
Samus Returns.
Okay.
Metroid Fusion.
Mm-hmm.
I played a lot of the Tony Hawk game once.
Skate or Die doesn't count.
Skate or Die. I could do this. Kirby the Crystal Shards.
That's 9.
Pokemon Snap? I think Pokemon Snap counts.
That's like a 5-hour game, like, to be honest.
Oh no, Halo 3. I beat the story on Halo 3.
Alright, that's 10. You're halfway there.
So. Boom! 10. Got you. Just to prove it wrong.
Pokemon Red, like Pokemon Blue, Pokemon Yellow,
13
Pokemon
if you count
Gold,
the Pokemon.
Pokemon Silver, Pokemon Crystal.
No. So the official list of my Pokemon games. We got Gold, we got Crystal, we got Red, Ruby. Is that it? Have I only played 4?
Oh my god.
I think I've only beaten 4.
My point stands.
Look, I'm currently playing Pearl.
So.
It's just a slog because I hate that game. And I'm going to beat it before moving on to the next one in the series.
Alright, so Metroidvania games.
Right, back to Wonder Boy.
It's when you obtain like different items and stuff where you can access new areas of like older maps or places you've already been to. And it's really good so far.
Freaking Shantae. I beat that game too.
Alright, 11.
On the Switch.
Oh man. So, but yeah, it's really difficult in the hard mode, and there's no checkpoints. So
it's like
you get restarted. At least, not that I've seen. I've already completed a level, but I've had to restart back at the beginning, like every time. But it's kind of like a hub world where you can like go to different areas, but you still have to get back to that point to continue where you left off.
So it's like Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
But Donkey Kong actually does usually have at least one checkpoint in the center of the level.
Yeah. Oh, well, I haven't experienced one yet, unless hard mode like eliminates them completely.
It may.
Yeah.
Or just might not have to go with them. Yeah.
But go big, go home.
Right.
Yeah, it's just like, God.
Super tired, nerd.
That annoys me so much.
But it's really good. I enjoy it. I'm enjoying it. I've only played like maybe an hour for it with it because I was waiting for my computer to update at the time. And yeah, that's the game I'm playing. But next week, or at least in 4 days, Games Done Quick is doing their summer branch. So Summer Games Done Quick is it's a kind of a charity event where it's like a week long.
Oh, it's a speedrun thing.
Yeah, the speedrun thing.
Yes.
Like a week long straight, they do speedruns of so many games and stuff, and they do it for like cancer treatment and Doctors Against Borders.
A friend of mine back in LA was telling me about that. I think he knows some of the guys that help run it.
Yeah, it's really good. Like it's very entertaining. They give a lot of like initiatives for donations and things like that, games, sign things, plushes, different things like that. They even give away like consoles and stuff to people who donate at a certain threshold.
Get at PS4 though?
Yeah, and they usually get up to like in the 1.5 to 2 million range throughout the entire week. So,
that's great.
It's really good cause.
Way to show out.
Definitely.
Video game.
Give it a look.
Community.
It's on Twitch. It'll be on Twitch. It'll probably be featured a lot.
That's cool. I like that.
And it'll be going throughout the entirety of the 24th through the 1st. So.
Swag. That sounds cool.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Take a look if you haven't.
So listeners, if you're gamers, if you're into that, take a look at it. Maybe donate. That's really cool.
And it's like all kinds of games, like big ones, like they speedrun Ocarina of Time, they race Super Metroid, they, do all kinds of stuff. Yeah, no, it takes like 42 minutes, but
that game. Oh, that's another game that I'm in the middle of. I haven't finished.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh.
But yeah, it's definitely worth a look because it's mostly entertaining. Sometimes there's some pretty cringe guys that come up and try to play and make jokes, but it's like, stop talking. But yeah, that's what I'm going to be nerding out to and are nerding out to.
I appreciate that. That's cool. So, like yesterday, I opened up my Netflix and I had not been. I was treated to a wonderful surprise that Voltron Season 6 has dropped.
Oh yeah, I saw my friends.
There's 6 seasons of that show already?
Yeah, bro, you should watch them. They're great.
My God.
It's another official Ethan opinion. Real good. I haven't even finished the first episode. I was literally watching the first episode when you showed up. But yeah, I wasn't like for the last couple seasons I knew when the date was and I was counting down. But this time I didn't really keep track of it because there was a lot of other things going on. So it just showed up one day and I was like, oh.
Look at that.
So yeah, I'll definitely be finishing that this weekend. Scott already texted me about it. And I didn't even finish reading the text because once I saw it was about Voltron. Even though he said no spoilers, I was just like, I'm not reading your text, Scott. So Scott, if you hear this before I get back to you, I will get back to you. I'm just going to watch it first.
Why don't you just delete that entire text thread and then text him again? Or text Kaylee.
Kaylee, please tell your husband that I will eventually get back to him. Okay, thanks. Yeah, so that will definitely be a lot of my time. But this weekend I'm going to a con in Mississippi Comic Con in Jackson to sell artwork. So I'll be down there doing that, nerding about to that. Probably buy a couple of things, and yeah, it'll be a fantastic time. I don't think I'm doing anything else at the moment. Oh, the newest volume of that great anime that everyone likes, that I read the manga of, My Hero Academia.
I was about to say that. I was like, you
I just looked at Eddie. I was like, you know this. The newest volume is out, so I will be picking that up as well. I haven't done that yet. But
You have fun with that.
I certainly will. You should read it.
I
Michael.
tried.
The only thing you read is One Piece. Read My Hero.
I read a couple other newer ones, but that's. Okay, so the site that the only site that I've been able to find.
Look, let's get a listen to this, listeners. This boy doesn't even like One Punch Man.
Oh my god.
It's absurd.
It's
and
great.
People try.
It's one of the
I think
best
what
that I've
ruined
ever
it
made.
most for me was when people were trying to he can fight Goku. We're stupid, man. I'm like, no, you're all stupid. I've done my research. You cannot.
It doesn't matter. Don't care about that. Just watch the show. It's so good. It's so good.
It's just ridiculous.
Michael, it's great.
But look,
there's a secondary opinion on that.
So,
it's very good.
Yes, thank you, Eddie.
I know I am in the overwhelming minority here.
Yeah, definitely.
But with My Hero, I tried to read it.
That's the
There was a few sites where I was able to find just the whole thing archived. I could not find a single site where I didn't have an ad pop up over the screen every page.
Oh no, I can't pirate my thing.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, that's how I caught up on One Piece and so many other things.
I'm sure there are some pirates we know that could teach you some things. But isn't One Punch on Netflix?
Yeah, it is.
It is. Just
but
get Netflix.
I'm talking about reading My Hero.
Oh.
I could not catch up, and it's well over 100 chapters in.
Just spend money on it. I don't like what. It's
because I don't have a lot of money.
It doesn't. It's manga. It's chump change. You can get to the Viz app and you can pay $7 per volume. It's great. You just do that. It's so.
Or just watch the anime.
Yeah, that's fine.
But that's my big thing. Is the anime right with the manga?
It is pretty. There's no filler that I've seen except for one episode.
But does it diverge? Is it exactly the same? Is it pull Fullmetal Alchemist? Is it?
I mean, the only reason Fullmetal Alchemist did that is because they got
I know,
manga.
but
I think it's pretty 1-to-1.
Yeah, it seems pretty 1-to-1 because the anime right now has the third season finished airing here.
Yes, they finished last week. Actually.
So there's, from what I can tell,
each
each season is about 3 volumes of the manga.
Okay.
So it's on par with the manga that's been released in America thus far, and Japan I think is usually about 4 volumes ahead.
Yeah, they're usually good.
So they're usually a good season ahead. So they're taking their time, and they seem to be pumping it out well enough.
It's like Crunchyroll, right?
Probably.
Yes. Yeah, almost certainly.
I guess I could probably renew that subscription.
There you go, bud. Just get a free trial for a month.
I'll hook you up, Mike.
I already have a subscription, so my big thing is I've just had a lot of trouble getting into newer anime. I just find myself
that's because
not
you
able
yourself are older and different, and you're not in the same headspace you were when you loved
grumpy
Dragon Ball Z.
old.
I understand that. I totally get that. But there is some really good anime out there.
I can't. Every time I try to watch a new anime, I'm just like, I think I'm just gonna
watch...
rewatch Cowboy Bebop again.
Megalobox.
Megalobox.
If you
should probably watch that.
You should definitely watch that if you like Cowboy Bebop because it's in the same style.
That's why I'm gonna get a Crunchyroll thing.
But Megalobox is basically a modern futuristic kind of anime where the boxing sport has been overtaken by
robots?
people. Well, no, they have enhancements on themselves. They're called gears.
Do you like Dexter's Laboratory?
Yes.
Do you remember the episode where he builds an exosuit to play
Jim?
Oh God! So imagine that, but with no legs. It's just on your arms.
Yeah, it's basically pretty close to that.
Great.
And the whole shtick is the main character doesn't have a gear, so he fights raw with the people who are geared.
But yeah, but with stuff like My Hero, all I can think is, and I've talked to someone about this. I'm like, let me guess. There's the Naruto character, there's the Shikamaru, there's the Sasuke, there's the this and that. He was like, yes, sure, all those character tropes are there, and you're absolutely right. It is the new Naruto.
Yeah.
And that's my thing. I don't think I can do another one. I don't think I can.
It's a better
It's
Naruto,
good.
Though.
I think if you like superheroes too, it's really good. And it doesn't. I say this, knock on wood. I don't know if it's going to be as long as those. I hope it isn't.
I doubt it. I think there's a concise story.
I think the age of series running that long is probably gone.
Hopefully, but I don't know. Did Fairy Tail? Has Fairy Tail ended?
Fairy Tail ended. No, I thought it did.
I don't know. Actually, I can't speak for that.
I could have sworn I heard something about it.
Even if it has ended, that went for freaking forever.
It really
and
did.
We've already mentioned One Piece.
But One Piece is the granddaddy of them.
Yeah,
and it's still
almost done.
Good. No, it's not.
I mean, I say almost in the sense of its progression so far.
It's more done than it is not done.
Yeah. It's got maybe 10
over.
years left.
It is technically it's technically over halfway.
Yeah.
reasonably so. Like,
it's just like
the
super.
Well,
Oda
halfway
has,
was more like the New World area, like when we first crossed.
Oda has said that he's having trouble not adding more stuff because the more he goes, the more he thinks up.
Yeah, and
he knows where it ends, but all that middle space, he says he can just keep. Which he
shouldn't. He's gonna die sometimes.
That's why they do.
Very scary.
That's why they do 3 weeks on, 1 week off for One Piece now, because his health.
Mm-hmm.
It's wild.
Well, they need to get close to the.
Yeah, they do. They gotta finish that.
But anyway,
One
Piece. There's still some anime that are going pretty long. I mean, I wouldn't say like 680 episodes in, but like. Right. Food Wars, it's on its 50th episode. Right. Attack on Titan season 3 is coming out next.
I need that to end too.
And there are certain anime that are going
manga.
to do that, and there's certain anime that aren't. Certain anime are geared to like finish and just do their 12 or 26 episodes and finish. And I think that was a big deal whenever anime first started getting big, like 10 years ago out here, and like DVDs were a thing. Like they would just do them by season, or they would do short anime, get more money's worth out of it, I guess. Maybe. But. I don't know. I just watch One Punch Man. I don't understand.
I'm a bit confused about that.
Yeah, right. It's so weird to me.
It's like, especially like with the things I know you like with the superhero stuff.
I know, but I think just other people.
Fans do ruin a lot of things.
Other people have hyped it up to such a ridiculous level. I'm like, I just don't.
I'll get
that. It was hyped for me too, but when I actually sat down to watch it.
Because I was the same way with Attack on Titan. People hyped it up so much, and then I read the manga.
The manga's crap.
I hear the manga's very different, yeah.
The manga is ahead of it, but it's just the turn that it takes much later in the series than it's kind of dumb. Mm-hmm. And now I'm just waiting. I'm just reading it just for completionists.
I think the anime sort of cherry picks the good stuff from the manga.
Well, I'm pretty sure
this is a major series turn, not just one little thing. A major. The series is here, and now, holy crap, things weren't what you thought at all.
Swag. Like
it's one of those big things where I imagine it'd probably be like that turning point will probably be like a season finale. Like it's big enough, and it was like
it's like the ending of Lost.
And because when it happened. Because when that happened, it's like, oh, okay, this is a thing. It was kind of exciting. And then they delved into it, and I'm like, this is really boring.
Well, stop reading that and just do One Punch Man. It's so good.
But,
I'm a completionist. I have to finish it.
Fans ruin a lot of things, especially for, like video games, anime, things like that. There are some trashy people out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, I think we discussed on our Deadpool episode, like the reason we have such an aversion to Deadpool isn't actually the character, it's just the people.
Fans.
Yeah, it's
people who dress up like him in a
people
tutu and ruin your day.
Wear the terrible spandex costume, and you see 12 of them at any given time at a con, and they're gross. And
grabbing their balls and
using it as an excuse to be gross at a con.
Yeah.
Those people are awful.
Yeah.
Just like those people who tormented Kelly Marie Tran. The woman who plays Rose Tico on episode 8, she left Instagram completely because people were just harassing her because they didn't like her character.
Stupid.
Horrible. And I'm embarrassed to be a Star Wars fan right now because of people like that.
They did the same thing with the girl that plays 13 on Stranger Things.
11?
Oh.
I
haven't even seen Stranger Things. And I'm like, wait a minute.
No, like
this one's 11.
They made
Are
her
you the
like.
person that I was amazed hadn't seen this?
Yes, dude. Again.
What do you do with your life?
Work out a lot.
He doesn't
work and you work out. Like
In all fairness, I'm always doing nerd stuff when I'm at the gym.
Right. I remember you telling me that. Like, you listen to our podcast and other podcasts, and
now while I'm working out. And I watch all of my shows, my weekly shows.
Just watch One Punch Man while you're on the treadmill. Just do that for me. There's only 12 episodes. Just do it.
For now. There's a second season coming.
Do it.
Oh, I thought there were already 2 seasons.
No, there's only one. Season 2's been, I think it's, from what I understand.
I thought the manga was way up there for chapters. It's 7-something chapters. But every now and then on my site, I'll see chapter something 0.5.
Well, the original one started off as a webcomic, and then they took it on and sort of redrawing it as a manga and then made the anime as well.
Gotcha.
So, but yeah. Anyways,
it's really good.
It's great.
I don't know. I've gotten enough because I've done the research. I've looked into the weird, insane feats that Saitama has done. I'm like, Superman would still crush his head.
That's fine. Stop comparing him to Superman. Just watch the gosh darn anime, Michael.
No, it's just people that try to have that fight.
I don't care.
That fight.
Yeah,
those are the dumbest fights ever.
Me.
It's so stupid. I don't
It's
care.
all fictional.
I know.
I can erase it with a pencil eraser.
Watch the show.
He just buried it.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, and as far as like legitimate shonens go, I think My Hero is top right now.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna start anything, that's what you should start. So, gosh. Anyways,
Don't be toxic.
That's yeah.
Don't be toxic to people who are interested in your thing.
Absolutely. Don't do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's good.
I think we've been going for over an hour and a half
That's a
now.
show.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's a show, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. Let us know. Hit us up on Twitter at TMYKPod. Let us know what you think or thought about Incredibles 2. Let us know if I'm wrong about Batman Ninja. Spoiler alert, I'm not. It's bad.
It's probably bad, but it's probably entertaining.
It is entertaining, I'll give you that, but it is not just such a waste of time. Watch something better. Anything better. But yeah, let us know your thoughts on that stuff. Let us know if there's anything you want us to review. I guess eventually be talking about Voltron. You need to watch Voltron.
You need to play that, right?
Yeah. I do need to play Undertale. It's sitting on my desktop. But yeah, that's it. You can find us on Facebook at TMYKPod or Those Nerds You Know. We're also on YouTube, Google Play, I think somehow, iTunes, Podbean, Castbox, Stitcher, all those places you can find pods. You'll find us. I missed anything? Oh yeah, you can also email us if you feel like contacting us via email. We are thosenerdsyouknowpod@gmail.com. But yeah, that's about it. We'll be back at you next week talking about probably Jurassic World.
Probably.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. That's what we'll do. Excellent. But thanks for everything. You're all the best. My name is Ethan.
I'm Eddie.
I'm Michael.
And we are Those Nerds You Know.
Bye.